I ain't never seen a girl like that. Tell me if you take a chance like that. Got me spending all my cash like that. Keep on doing what I like that. Girl like that. Tell me if you take a chance.
Before we start, make sure you guys go down there and click that subscription button. I thank you very much for doing that, honey boo boo. I thank you. Trust me. From my heart. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what it's really like to get paid as a flight attendant.
And it goes like,
I know that a lot of other airlines, they do obviously have different pay grades. And as a flight attendant, my job, our paid grade goes up every single year. We get an automatic promotion no matter how your performance.
As long as you don't get fired. But no matter how your performance is, no matter how you go along with the job, you do get a pay raise every time.
But a lot of my coworkers and a lot of people nowadays, I think my mother was the only one that taught me to actually save my money. While I was at home, I saved up at least
13, I was hitting 11 grand.
So that was me living at home. That's me not having any rent. The only bills that I had were my insurance, my car insurance, my car note, and my phone. So people, if you're living at home, please.
Save your money. Save your money. Save your money. I don't know how many times I have to say that.
It's good to have leftover money in the bank.
It's great, I promise you. And you gotta save for a rainy day fund.
Obviously they didn't teach us finance in school. So I think we need to teach each other how to be successful in life. And one of those keys is saving your money, please. Going into training, our training, like I said, a lot of other airlines are completely different. Look on Glassdoor. I'll put the link below, but a lot of people have been to Glassdoor already, and they tell you exactly how much each airline is paying you. In our training,
we did not get paid.
I had to save up 6 weeks worth of my bills. A lot of people have credit card debt, a lot of people have school debt, and those are things that you can't get rid of and you have to pay back. Just on a financial note, always try to be in a good standing, keep your credit score up, because you never know what you may need at a certain time. Like I said, we didn't get paid out of training, so I already had, obviously $1,100. I had 6 months worth of my bills saved up. So going into training, like I said, we didn't get paid, but after training, after going through my bills, after going through food, because they did feed us, but at least go out and have fun. So that adding up, me paying my little bills here and there, it adds up. And plus, once you graduate, like maybe 2 weeks before, we had an issue with ours, and we actually got our basis like a week later.
It was a hot mess.
They give you your base. So I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, well, Rosemont, Tennessee, and they gave us our base maybe 2 weeks early. So I knew exactly where I was going to go base-wise, and that was Miami, obviously, sunny Miami. So I knew that I was gonna be a little out of pocket with the money that I had. So I couldn't bring my car down just because I didn't know where I was gonna live. Another thing, and we'll go through crash pads. Like I said, I didn't know where I was gonna live. After we graduated, literally the morning of, they were either gonna send you to your base, the airport, or they were gonna send you home. Obviously, I had no clothes. I didn't have a plan formulated because I didn't know where I was gonna live. I've never been to Miami before. So I went ahead and went home so I can pack and regroup.
And understand what's going on with my life, because it was just too much at one time.
I tried to search for some things. I found a crash pad. So I went and I ended up, they gave us a hotel for 5 days. So part of my 5 days was me going home. So I was home the first day, home the second day, home halfway the third day. This is when I flew out. So I technically only had 2.5 days in a hotel to figure out my life.
Yeah, I didn't know how difficult that was going to be until I was actually put in the situation, and it was crazy.
Once I got there in the hotel, I was like looking up different places, and I had to get a rent-a-car. So that's another bill. Had to get a rent-a-car because, like I said, I didn't have my car down there. Why am I coughing so much? So once I got there, I was looking around because I had a roommate at the time. I was looking around for places, and I still could not find anything. I'm the type of person, I think about it before I throw any type of money on it. I'm very, very aware of where my money is going. Once I found out that I was not gonna find an apartment in 2 days, the crash pad they told us not to go to, obviously I struggle with following directions, I end up at. It's on South Beach, and I figured when we're walking to the second place that they had, we passed by the flamingo sign, and in my head, ooh, y'all, I went into straight panic. Because I'm the type of person, I'm really nice, and I'm like, do I leave now? At this point, it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Am I gonna sleep in the car? I didn't want to do that.
And it was a whole lot of nonsense going on in my head at the time.
So crash pads aren't terrible. You can find them on any website. I'll throw a website in the link below so you guys can actually see what websites I'm talking about. Yeah, that was crazy in itself. The crash pad that I stayed at, they had an Uber service. So I knew that when I had to let go of my rental, which cost me $400, once I had to let go of my rental, I actually had to be able to get to the airport on time. And Uber, y'all, it's like, it adds up. After you gotta get to work 8 times, a month, that adds up. But luckily I was on South Beach and it wasn't far at all. They provided the Uber. I had issue with that. Anywho, other than that, like I said, you really have to understand that I still had to pay my car note, my credit card, my phone, my insurance, now the rental, now the crash pad. So all this stuff, plus the 6 weeks that I had to pay for already that I was not getting paid from a job. So all these bills, y'all, they start to add up. And my $1,100, no, I didn't have $1,100. I'm sorry, I say that wrong all the time. My $11,000 was now at $6,000. It was around $6,000. I was getting a little upset because I had never seen my account that low in a really long time. So thinking about it, I stayed at the crash pad for maybe a month. I had enough. I ended up, me and my roommate at the time, we were looking for apartments still. It gave us a month to find an apartment, so that was cool. So we ended up going we went up to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale was way too far, the traffic was terrible. So we went down south to Homestead. And Homestead was actually, it reminded me of home. That's why it's called Homestead.
But it reminded me of home because it was really, really country, a lot of open land, but it was still a
city. And I enjoyed it because when I go home from a crazy, crazy hectic day, I want to go home to a peaceful city. I want to wake up and hear roosters. I'm weird, y'all, I know. But I just don't want chaos where I live. That's just how I am. So I found an apartment. It was awesome. So like I said, those 7 bills turned up to, so I had to pay $100 for application. I had to pay pay $250 for the deposit because me and my roommate shared it. Plus, I think we had to put down a month's worth of rent. So it's like I paid $705. So y'all, at this point, my account is where it should not be. But I am very blessed and I'm very lucky because I saved up money, and I thank my parents so much for making me save that. because I could not, and this is all without any pay yet. We got paid like twice, but it was a whole lot of nothing. But I thank them for letting me save up my money, because I couldn't imagine people that don't have anything came to training with maybe $2,000. That was hard in itself. And then you get a full apartment not furnished. Like, that's a feeling. It's a different feeling in itself. So I finally furnished my apartment. I think it looks okay.
I went to IKEA. Now I'm gonna do like a DIY segment about putting your apartment together, because I had to do mine on a budget, honey. I'm balling on a budget.
Champagne dreams on a Kool-Aid budget. I'm great at that. My DIY skills are like through the roof. My apartment looks super luxe, and I love it, love it, love it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that too. That's really how the pay is like. So I want y'all to understand, it's not that people are stressed out because we're not getting paid. We're stressed out because most people don't start off at a good financial kickoff in the beginning, and it is not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it. I had 150 classmates that are still working at this time, and they're doing perfectly fine. So it's very, very doable, but you really need to watch your funds, watch where you're putting your money, and understand how many bills you have as a person. You have to understand that. Just keep that in mind, and you'll be fine. I promise. I promise. Like I said, make sure you guys go follow my Instagram, follow this page. If y'all want me to do any other videos about flight attendant life, if you have any questions, any whatsoever, please comment and let me know what you're thinking, what are your concerns, because I can definitely answer them for you. There's actually a lot of forums on Facebook that are really, really good for this. A lot of flight attendants are in it, and they're in there answering questions. I'll put that in the link below also. And if you heard what I was saying, please put a $sign so I know that you guys are listening. Put a $sign in my comments so I know that you heard me, and I know that you are working to save your money. Or if you have any other tips and tricks to know how to save your money, please put it in the description so it'll help. I'm not in the description. Ooh, put it in the comments so we can help out other people, because I believe that I'm actually making this YouTube so I could help other flight attendants in my struggles and help you guys fully understand how this job works and what goes all into it. So